What day is this?
It's Friday night.
Friday night is cool.
Thank God it's
This is the best day of my life.
Friday night. I'm in love.
We got to do something. Absolutely. You know what we got to do?
What do you want to do?
We're going to go out and party.
for the first time in my life, I feel like there's hope.
Shock Talk Radio.
Uncensored.
And live. Cave Crew Radio.
And welcome to the pre-show, everybody. We are back. DK and Big B in the cave with another big show. Lots of weird news stories. We've got a special book of stew. We've got Mike Jolitz reads the news and all that good stuff that we usually have. Yeah. So you said to me earlier that you were going to let me know that there may be a solution to the computer that keeps zapping out on you.
So I, as you'll see when we go live, I am not on my normal computer. I didn't even try tonight. You know, the past 2 weeks it's been crashing. I've had to move, so I'm on my work computer for the start of the show. So we shouldn't have any problems. So what I was doing, I was looking on eBay, looking for computers, and I was looking for specifically for Mac Pro computers. Now, if you don't know what a Mac Pro is, it's a desktop computer that, you know, cinematographers, production people, you know, it's a professional computer, and they start at $6,000.
Holy shit.
That's for new.
That's
now
my gamer computer budget.
Right. But here's the thing. If you go on eBay, you can get a 2009 computer or a 2010 computer for like $250. And it'll still work. Macs are, you know, very, very stable. They will work forever almost, as long as the operating system can handle it. And, you know, everything I was reading on the computers, the operating systems are good. And I prefer Macs over Windows any day of the week.
Right.
So I had my eye on one. I messaged them, and they didn't have the correct inputs that I needed. So I started looking around, and I'm sitting in front of me. You know, I'm on my MacBook Pro for work. That's what I'm on right now. I also have another MacBook Pro next to me that was my previous work computer, and they sent me a new one. And I still have the other MacBook Pro. I said, and there's only two USB-C inputs. So I said, let me see what I can figure out. And I found a mini tower for a docking station for the MacBook Pro, where I plug it in and I get, you know, all these USBs. I get an Ethernet input. I get, you know, HDMI input. I get all this stuff. So I ordered it, and that'll be here tomorrow. And then I'm going to set it up on my Pro. And I was looking at all the connections on my current computer, and that should work with everything that I have on my MacBook Pro.
So the old MacBook Pro is going to be the new studio computer.
Correct.
And if all goes to plan without any hiccups, you will be back to your normal setup.
Yes, because I'll be able to connect my external camera, my microphone, all the audio stuff that I have. Yes, I should be back to the normal setup.
This will be the drum roll for our next show, which by the way, while we're on that topic, will not be next Saturday because you have a wedding, which is either
Next Friday.
Jewish or Seventh Day Advocate or something. I mean, who is getting married on a Black Friday?
Maybe it's cheap to do it that day because nobody else is.
Might be. Okay. So we have to find availability. Thursday. Oh, we have Jason Scott finally back for all his takeout adventures. Hopefully full and ready to enjoy the show. Now I'm off Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Right.
So I can do Thursday, but that's your Thanksgiving.
That is Thanksgiving. I don't know what time we would be finishing up, so I wouldn't commit to Thursday. Saturday's fine.
I can do Saturday, but that's hockey. I would have to see who's playing and at what time. And if it works out fine, if we're on the West Coast, it might be a late game.
Let's see. I'll look it up right now. I'll go on ESPN while we're talking.
While we're talking,
And look at the schedule.
Also do Sunday because I'm off Monday.
I can do Sunday too. Yeah, that's.
But I believe there's a game that night as well. So we need to. This is just a bad time. Jason Scott is more than willing to fill in next Friday.
Oh, look at that.
Which is another option.
That is another option. Although hopefully by then I would have my setup, so I would like to.
You'd like to try it.
I would like to try it. Yes.
So we have many options, and Jason Scott, you're always welcome to join us as a third wheel on any show. We always like hanging out with people. So you don't need someone being away to join us on the show.
So yeah, of course, Jason, you're always can come on.
Right.
So what I'm looking at here is Sunday. The Maple Leafs and the Ducks are at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
So no game Saturday.
And no game Saturday. There is no Leafs game on Saturday.
Right. So we will do a Saturday special next week, it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll let you know. No, the only way I'll let Scotty co-host is if I turn his I wish I had a thing where I could rotate him, like he was sitting right side up. Anyway, great to have you here, Jason Scott. Great to have you here. Whoever else is here. Big show coming up in about a minute 40. We're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm also thinking, while we're on the pre-show. I've already talked to Isbia. We're going to have to talk to Mike Devine sometime maybe mid-December.
Okay.
Knock off the third round. I don't know if we should be talking about this on the main show, but I am concerned, not so much concerned, but I think that if there is an opportunity, at that point would be 3 losers, right? Because someone from Mike Devine and Isbia would lose. Right. So we'll have producer Scotty, Eric the Swede, and one other loser. I would think the Choo Choo Stew match is where the biggest opportunity for the wild card to be played will be. Either the homeless guy or Choo Choo Stew will renege and not show up.
I've been thinking that I think since probably the start of the tournament was that was the one match where after Eric lost and we said, well, he'd be the wild card and he would fill in if somebody doesn't show up. That was the one match I had in mind.
Yeah, I agree with you. So anyway, that's what we can talk about that more later, but great show coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Just stick with us a minute as I change a few things around and we get this ball rolling for a brand new edition of Cave Crew Radio. Tell your friends, share the show. Let's get it out there. And away we go. As soon as I find the button.
Air traffic control. control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning, Will Robinson. This program contains bad words.
Use caution.
If easily offended, enter
At your own risk.
We are back. Cave Crew Radio, Season 8.
Always.
On cavecrewradio.com. Wishing you a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
From Cave Crew Radio.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of the men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Today's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. My name is DK. I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on Facebook. We are live on our YouTube channel. And, of course, available on podcasts, wherever podcasts can be found. And it is getting so much closer to the holiday season. And my wife is driving me crazy. But anyway, maybe a little bit more on that a little bit later with all you giddy light chasers and Santa's coming to town. Joining me as always, ladies and gentlemen, is the Duke of Urine Stench Jelly. By the way, as officially knighted by the Queen herself. Also, the self-proclaimed President of the United States, yet to be challenged. And, of course, always the epicenter of something. Ladies and gentlemen, from Queens, New York, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York, I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, I am the epicenter of something. And this week...
You didn't give me... And here's the part where I'm getting a little giddy, where everybody else is like giddy about Christmas. You normally say in our texts and as we talk about the show and stories and stuff, you always say, this week, I'm the epicenter of ...
Mm-hmm.
But this week, I am as in the dark as the rest of our listening audience as to what we are the epicenter of.
And it's been a very busy week. As I alluded to, I'm looking for computer stuff and all of this and work and what have you. So, but there's another reason why it's a very busy week and a very busy weekend. This week, I am the epicenter of all things birthday celebrations.
More birthdays.
So my older son's birthday is tomorrow.
Okay.
And my birthday is on Monday.
Because we just had James.
James was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. I need a advent calendar to keep track of this stuff.
For birthday month in the Big B household, you need an advent calendar.
Okay.
So there's been present wrapping and decorating and all of this stuff going on.
Now, I have a question before you continue. Do the scenes change like a sitcom? So it's Peter's birthday tomorrow. Mm-hmm. He's got a certain setup, and then Mrs. B has to go crazy to change everything for Monday.
No.
Okay. It's like it's a shared decorating.
Right. So what my wife did was leave it up to James, young James, to figure out the theme of the birthday weekend. And he said it's going to be Angry Turkey Weekend.
Oh, I love it.
So my wife
is your son. Angry Turkey Weekend.
Angry Turkey Weekend. So my wife took off today. Little James didn't have school today because there was like some faculty thing going on. So they went out shopping and bought decorations. So what they did was buy a bunch of Thanksgiving, paper plates with turkeys on them, and they drew like an angry face, like the angry eyebrow and the frowny, and really colored in the eyes. So he made it all angry and decorated the house with them. And, various happy birthday banners and all of this stuff. So we have an Angry Turkey birthday weekend.
This has to be a first. This has to be a first, ladies and gentlemen. When you go to the Party Warehouse and you're there's themes, popular themes, like the new Spider-Man movie is coming out, or the Mandalorian, or Roboblocks, or whatever may be the theme that is popular at that particular time. I don't think I have ever heard of Angry Turkey birthday weekend.
Angry Turkey birthday weekend. Try saying that 5 times fast. And to start the weekend, because my birthday isn't officially until Monday, we're going to celebrate it on Sunday because obviously the weekend everybody's off. We celebrate my older son's birthday on his birthday tomorrow, and then Sunday will be my celebration. But in advance of my celebration, I got a bottle of Glendalough Irish whiskey, unopened. As you see, it's sealed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to open it tonight. Along with it came a shot glass of the same.
Hang on, I gotta get a better view of that shot glass. That is really cool. That's like the Grim Reaper.
That's Saint.
It's a holy man. I thought it was like Jeepers Creepers or something like that.
No, it is Saint Kevin. Apparently, I don't know who Saint Kevin is, but that's who's on the bottle.
You're going to be doing communion with St. Kevin tonight.
So I'm going to start the birthday weekend off right. I'm going to open the bottle, crack it. There we go.
I got to tell you something because I
pour
know
myself a shot.
Well, there's 2 people in there. I don't know if it might be Isbia, but I have an idea for Isbia. There's a local place, and I'll send you the link later. We manufacture whiskey in my hometown, Canadian Club. Seagram's. It's all manufactured right out of my hometown. There's actually a town here called Walkerville, which is named from Hiram Walker's. Well, they have this this whiskey brewing kit. Mm-hmm. It comes with like a flask and different kinds of whiskeys, and this guy, I don't know what they call them, chemists or what they are, guides you into making these special whiskeys. And I thought, that's a cool gift to give.
Very nice.
Anyway,
I can see you doing that, doing one on the show too, making one on the show.
I may do one on the show, and in tradition of Big B's bar recipe of the night. You got sidetracked from that because you became a pit master, but you used to be a bartender and invent drinks for us.
That's right, for a very short period of time.
Yes.
But tonight,
you just drink right out of the bottle. Well, you're
yeah,
having a shot glass tonight, but usually it's right out of the bottle.
So I wasn't able to get to the liquor store this week, so I have very little peanut butter whiskey left. So I'm going to have some Irish whiskey to start Angry Turkey birthday weekend. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers to you. I of course only have a beer, but cheers to you as well. Now I was curious to elaborate on this until we move to other things. Your eldest son is now a teenager. We all know how teenagers can be. I've got one now who's almost an adult, but he's still a teenager. How is he reacting to this theme for his birthday weekend? Is this something he's going to want to have a bunch of high school friends over to attend?
No. You know how they are. He'll be turning 15 tomorrow.
Well, I thought he was older than that. Okay, 15. Okay,
no, he's turning 15 tomorrow. Born in 2006.
Okay,
and
he's 2 years younger than Jake.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, he doesn't want people over. He's in that age where it's embarrassing and all of this, of course. But we're going to celebrate anyway. Angry Turkey birthday weekend starts and we have a tradition in our house that I've had since I was a kid. On your birthday, you get to choose the dinner, whatever it is you want. So he wants some fried chicken from a local fried chicken place. So we're going to order chicken for him.
Excellent. And what is your choice?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I have no idea.
I might get the birthday boy on Saturday or Sunday be wearing a turkey hat, kind of like what Fred Flintstone would wear when he was like the Grand Kazoo, that club they were in.
Yes.
Will there be a turkey hat?
I didn't see any hats upstairs from when they went shopping. There may be, I don't know, but I didn't see one.
There could be surprises, though.
There could be surprises, yes.
So we will need to stay tuned. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you got it, but we're talking next Saturday. We're going to have a special Saturday night special because Big B is attending a wedding on Black Friday, which I can't wait to hear about. I wonder if instead of party favors for the wedding guests, everyone will pretend they're at Walmart and dive into a giant box trying to see what you come up with. This could be fascinating. And this is a friend of no set weird religion or sect.
No, it's one of my wife's coworkers.
Right, you said that.
Yeah. No weird religious thing or nothing. It's just this is the day they chose. I don't know. I don't really know why they chose that day. Like I said, maybe because it's cheap.
Yeah. And maybe the meal will be leftover turkey, which is some of the best food. You and I both know the leftovers.
Oh, for sure.
Sandwiches and so maybe you will get like you might go into a turkey. You may have an angry turkey birthday weekend and then a happy turkey wedding weekend.
Right. You never know. We could have the hot open turkey sandwiches or turkey salad or something. I don't know. We're gonna have to find out.
This is like a cranberry martinis or something like that as the drink. Anyway, happy birthday to all. Crazy month for you.
It is. It's going to be very interesting. So my birthday, like I said, is on Monday. We're going to celebrate on Sunday, and me personally, I could care less.
Would you care? Will you call in sick on your birthday on Monday?
No. I used to when I had to go to work.
I'm same as you. It's like I'm another year closer to end game. Okay, like it's it's not that pleasant anymore. I almost dread it.
But yeah, like I said, I could care less. My little James is excited to decorate and all that, so it's good for him. He has fun with it. What I used to do was, because my older son's birthday is 2 days before mine, I would take the week off. I would take birthday week off and go and so buy the decorations. All this is when I had to physically go to work. Now that I'm home, I'm not going to bother.
Right. And he actually wanted to spend time with you then.
Right. Well, yeah, he was younger and, was all excited for his birthday and it was a big thing. Now he just closes his door and plays Xbox.
Right. We're all in the same thing. My kid's over here playing Xbox as we speak. And soon I may hear, are you done yet?
Can I ask you a question before we move on?
Yes.
Because you talk about your kid playing Xbox. Obviously, I'm assuming he wears a headset.
Yes.
Does he scream at the top of his lungs? Yes. I can't stand when my son, he's upstairs in his bedroom, I'm down in the living room watching TV, and I hear him plain as day, screaming his full head off about something.
If you met my son, he actually, this is not an epicenter by any sort. I have a couple stories I want to, but he is on the honor roll. He got his report card today and is currently on the honor roll. He's normally very polite. However, depending on the game, whether it be UFC, Call of Duty, NHL 21, whatever it is, we will quite frequently be sitting upstairs and we will hear, "You fucking asshole. Why did you do that? You fucker." And it's not, he's usually very gentle and pleasant. Right. As soon as that headset goes on, it's like they become another creature.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I sit up there and laugh. My wife's like, "Oh, God, you got to tell him to come." I'm like, "Ah, fuck, he's getting shit out of his system. He lifts weights, he plays the game, that gets all the hostility out. He's not going to be like that." But I don't know if you ever saw the Stephen King movie Lawnmower Man, but this is what it all reminds me of. You'll have to Google it. You should have it in your catalog of all these movies. Yeah.
I will look into it and procure it.
Anyway, there's a couple things I'm pretty excited about. They have opened the border, and this happened, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago. The border was open in September for Americans to come to Canada, but finally the American border got open. Now, to go to the States, I don't need anything except that I am fully vaccinated. To return home up until November 30th, I needed a PCR test. Now, here's the part you got to get. The PCR test had to be within 72 hours. So I could take the PCR test in Canada, go to a football game or whatever with 80,000 people, and return home with my PCR test before I left and say I'm good to come back in. Ridiculous, right?
Yeah, stupid.
So the government has now removed that. Anything over 72 hours, we still need to get the swab. Mm-hmm. I, the other day, went on and purchased some hockey tickets. And my wife was, "What are you doing? You don't know what's going to happen." It's going to happen. I need to see some sporting events. If I told you I'm taking her to see REO Speedway. Like, I'm trying to help you too. You don't have to come. I've got you a ticket. "Oh no, I want to go, but you're buying too many." No, I want to see some hockey games. Mm-hmm. I'm sick of watching it last year where it looked like we were in a fucking closet. With fake cheering being pumped in while the Americans have fans in their fucking stadium.
Right.
I need to go to a hockey game. So that is some big news, is that PCR test, the borders are open. Maybe by next year we can meet up in Tennessee or upper state New York or something like that. It might actually happen. It's starting to look like there's a chance.
Well, we're still on track to go to Canada.
I don't want to be in Canada anymore. I'm still praying he's going to break up with that. Hey, he's talking to her on a microphone.
And on the phone, video chatting and all
Dude
that.
who was calling up to the girl in the tower with the long hair.
Rapunzel.
Yeah. The Jay Giles song. Let down your fucking... It ain't real.
We're still on track to go, so we'll see. Now, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Because you are in Canada, and you are close to Toronto, so you can go to Toronto.
I'm going there too. I am.
Right. So you can go to whatever, was it Bell Center or no?
Well,
it's
now
Montreal.
it's Scotiabank or something.
Scotiabank, yeah, that's it.
Bell is Montreal.
Montreal. So you can go there and watch the Leafs and whatever. Why do you go to Red Wings games? I'm just curious.
Very valid question, and I'll have to send you screenshots. So the seats in Toronto are extremely expensive. The one thing about Toronto is there's all us diehard Leaf fans, but in all reality, we could be 0-100 and we would sell that building out. Mm-hmm. It's just a very bizarre play. The tickets are very expensive. So in Toronto, I'm upper bowl. There's still pretty decent seats, but they're up high. Mm-hmm. For half the price, maybe a third, and then factor in the currency difference, it's still a good deal. I am like 7 rows behind the net in like a corner in Detroit where they actually look like real people.
Right.
You're not watching, and it's closer, and I can go on a weeknight and still go to work the next day. And,
gotcha.
And it's a beautiful arena in Detroit. I'll give them that. They actually, they have a pretty competitive team for where I thought they'd be at this point.
Now, are you going to
of blue when the Leafs are there? It's an ocean.
Sure, because you're right there. Now, are you going to get Detroit Lions tickets? They are 0-8-1 or 7 and whatever their fucking god awful record is. I'm sure you could get 50-yard line tickets for $20.
No, you can't. I went on because Jake wanted to see a football game, and I looked. The only games available in January that had tickets were Green Bay and Arizona, 2 pretty good teams. So I'm looking at Green Bay, and I saw these tickets, and I don't know how you are, but like if I'm upper bowl for $100, I'll pay the extra 50, 75 to get closer. Like it's an experience, right? Yeah. $375 US for me to be on the 40-yard line in lower bowl. And I'm like, ain't going to happen this year.
Per ticket.
Yeah. Ain't going to happen this year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The hockey's nothing like that. The baseball's nothing like that. The basketball's nothing like that. The football is ridiculous.
And a terrible team, too. I mean, they are awful.
They're awful. And I'm sure you've been to football games, like in a hockey arena. Even if you're upper bowl, they're not ideal. But you're not that far away. You're talking 20,000 people.
Yep.
When you're in a football stadium, you're talking 80,000 people. Mm-hmm. And upper bowl, number one, you get afraid of heights. You're afraid you're going to fall off the freaking. But no, I looked at it and I'm like, not this year. I'd love to see Rodgers and Green Bay and so, yada, yada. But I need to see a decent game. Now, I would have paid big money for that game against Pittsburgh last week. I don't know if you watched it, but the Lions of Pittsburgh tied.
Tie game.
Neither team wanted to win.
I watch NFL Red Zone because I don't like the New York teams, the Giants, the Jets. I hate that. I'm a Raiders fan, formerly Oakland, now Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
So I'm a Raiders fan. I could give a shit about the Giants and Jets. So I watch Red Zone because I get nonstop football, no commercials, and they jump from game to game, and it's great. So they went to the Lions and Steelers game when the Lions in overtime were lining up to kick a field goal to win the game.
Yeah.
And the guy basically hit it on the ground.
He had a corn or something. I don't know what, or a bunion.
Oh my God.
But you should have seen what happened before. So Pittsburgh didn't have their starting quarterback, yada, yada, yada. But both teams, they get down to the fourth, a fumble, interception, penalty. Neither team wanted to win that game. Jake and I are upstairs just pissing ourselves. They don't normally laugh at a football game.
Right.
I was literally killing myself. And true to form, it was a tie game. How many times do you see a tie game in football?
Maybe one every couple of seasons.
Worst game I ever saw. And then so you look at the prices of the tickets and you go, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
There's
I agree.
not-
Yeah, I agree. I went to the Raiders came here 2 years ago, 2019, before the pandemic. And they played the Giants. So I went to MetLife Stadium. And the only tickets I could afford were all the way to fuck up in the upper level, but I got first row. So I'm like by the rail. So I'm like, you want to talk about being afraid of heights. You're falling to your death. And, the people are this big, and I'm watching them, and the Raiders are getting blown out. It's windy. It's raining. It was just a miserable experience that day.
Now, see, the nice thing about Ford Field in Detroit is it is indoors. It is a dome. But, yeah, they're so shit. I'd rather go see a high school game over there. Like, it'd probably be more exciting.
Go watch your Toronto Argonauts.
Well, you know what? They're pretty good this year, but I don't like Canadian football. And you know me, I'm gaga Toronto. I'll probably watch it on TV or something, but I just, it's so stupid. The 3 downs.
And 55 yards, 105
yards. It's a wider field. It's a longer field. It's ridiculous. Do you remember, like, your Baltimore team there was originally a CFL team? There was a couple of teams in the States that were CFL.
Right.
One of them was a Baltimore team, and they won it all.
Well, what's his name? Wasn't Herschel Walker one of the?
That's USFL.
USFL. That was it. Yeah, he was part of the New York, New Jersey Generals or whatever the fuck it was.
And then there was that league where they had like the London, England had a team, and Germany had a team, and
well, they actually that actually still exists. That's NFL Europe. Yeah, that still exists.
That was all fun, and then of course the XFL, which is a bag of shit. Anyway, all right, where do we go from here? Let's go right into the news. Oh, we should very briefly, because we did it on the pre-show, but all the people that sit here and watch us listen to all this stuff. So we are planning the third segment of Believe It or What, which will be Isbia and Mike Devine. We don't have any concerns with that, just we got to nail down a date. But both you and I seem to believe, and I wonder if the listeners agree with us, that it is that fourth match between Choo Choo Stu and Chris Ripka where we think a wild card will come into play.
I've had this feeling for a while now that when it comes time, it will be agreed upon of a date, and we'll hype it up, we'll promote it, and it will come that day, and one of them will be a no-show.
Right. And now Stu is usually a man of his word, right? Like he'll say, I'm out or whatever. So
except for episode
we're
300.
concerned about the mental health and stability of. I don't think he has the Ra's Real studios anymore, or any of that. So I'm more concerned about that. But I'm hoping, at least for the first round, then a wild card can drop in the second or something. But imagine that. You get through the first round, you get your 4 people, and then someone fucks up. And a wild card is immediately inserted into the semifinals.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Wow.
I don't think anyone would get to that point. I mean, you're almost so close you can kiss it. I mean, you got to win 3 more, but the first one's the worst, right? I'm not saying it's easier than the second, but you're there. You've shortened your field. Right. You're down 4 now instead of 8. I don't think you want to fuck that up.
And then even worse, if you get past the 4 and are down to the 2, I mean, you're right there.
Yeah.
And if you don't show up on that one, forget it.
I can't see it happening. All right, let's get into our. I gotta find it here, of course. Or do I have it? I don't even have it, so we're just gonna go right into the story, and I'll play the music.
What
we usually always have it, but anyway, that's okay.
My news or
yeah, your news.
Okay. Well,
unless you want to Mike Jolitz.
No, let me. We'll do a couple of mine, then we'll go into Jolitz, and then we can come back.
All right, here we go.
Now it's time for the news with our senior correspondent, the Big B.
We're so loosey-goosey around here. Over to our senior correspondent, Big B.
Hold on, I'm pulling it up. I got to scroll back.
Because I do have questions about this when I read it.
There it is. Okay. Pulling it up. Okay. This from ScreenRant.com.
Screen Rant.
The headline reads, Walmart is testing driverless delivery trucks, but only in one state. Walmart became the first in the U.S. to use self-driving trucks with no human driver behind the wheel, partnering with Goddard and approved by Arkansas.
So Arkansas is the state, not Florida, not West Virginia, not Ohio.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Arkansas residents shouldn't panic if they see a Walmart truck with no driver smoothly cruising along the city streets. It's just the future of truck delivery that is finally here. The supply chain crisis and the shortage of truck drivers have presented large companies with the opportunity to speed up their self-driving truck deliveries. Self-driving trucks are not new. They've been in development or a test phase for years, but getting them off the ground has been difficult. Too Simple, Embark, Daimler, and Mercedes-Benz partner, and the Volvo Group are just some of the companies competing for a piece of the self-driving U.S. truck market that continues to grow. Some of the companies are already autonomous on highways, but use a driver for security. Driving large freight trucks in complicated, narrow, and busy city streets has proven to be a great challenge for self-driving software developers. Walmart became the first in the U.S. to use truck deliveries with no human behind the wheel. The company developing the technology is Goddard, a rapidly growing startup. Goddard's fleet of self-driving vehicles now drives 7 days a week, 12 hours a day in Arkansas.
Right, there's no overtime. There's no needing to give the driver a break.
Right.
Yeah, this is the ideal situation for logistics.
The autonomous driving technology they use is not different from the technology other autonomous driving vehicles like Tesla use. Cameras, sensors, and AI-powered software are the core of the system, but Goddard has some tricks under its sleeve. It uses medium-duty trucks. Not only are these easier to drive than the larger trucks, but they are big enough to mount extra hardware like large cameras and sensors on the roof that just doesn't look good on a Tesla. Recruiting a team of highly talented engineers and researchers with long years of experience developing autonomous technologies and partnering with Fortune 500 companies in the U.S. and Canada has been vital for Goddard's fast track to success. The company has also shaken up the classic models of logistics and freight transport. Instead of covering long distances in large trucks, they set up smaller B2B warehouses, shortening the distances of the haul.
All right, I get all this.
Yeah.
And I understand. And I've heard about how Amazon is going to deliver your package like with a drone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's delivering like one package at a time.
Yeah.
So the driverless Walmart vehicle pulls into my driveway. How does my package get to the front door?
This is, and it doesn't say in this story. There's a couple of more paragraphs, but nothing about any of this, so I won't bother reading it. That is my question, too. So you have a truck that drives up to your house and sits there. So, one, you have to realize that it's there.
Right. Or it honks the horn or whatever it does. But
whatever it does. So, one, and you have to be home in order to accept the package.
True. That's another thing. Yeah.
Then if you're home, I guess you have to go to the back of the truck, open it up, and you're on the honor system of getting your package.
So basically, you want to be the first delivery of the day. I just ordered some shampoo and toilet paper, but look at that TV.
Right, exactly. So I have no idea how this would work. And my other question is, so you have to be home. So what happens if you're not home? Obviously, like now, UPS, FedEx, whatever it is, they'll just leave it on your steps.
Or before COVID, they would leave like a thing, and you'd have to go to the warehouse, pick it up. Like they
a piece of paper. Right.
But yeah, if it was something valuable.
Right.
Or personal or whatever.
But now with driverless technology, there's nobody to do that.
Yeah. How long does the Walmart truck stay in front of your house?
Right. And my other question is, as I'm reading this, it drives for 12 hours a day.
Right.
Now, trucks can't run 12 hours a day on a tank of gas. So it has to be refueled.
Or is it gas or?
I didn't say. I'm going under the assumption it's gas powered.
Right. Okay.
So it has to be refueled. So I get that through GPS and technology, you can navigate it to a gas station. Who pumps the gas? There is no person that works in a gas station that pumps gas anymore. Everything is self-service.
It's non-existent. This reminds me, do you remember Herbie the Love Bug?
Yes.
This is a modern day Walmart Herbie the Love Bug.
I don't get how this would work at all.
And yet, this is legitimately happening in Arkansas. So we'll follow up on this.
Now, my other question is, and because it doesn't really specify, and we're just assuming, are these trucks just going from warehouse to warehouse, where somebody is obviously working there and can unload them for local delivery? Or are they actually being local? Is these trucks local delivery? You're right.
So you're packing the Walmart van and you're shipping it to me, and I would unload the Walmart van and then get my real live people to deliver to the actual customers.
Right. Okay. Is that what it's doing? It doesn't say. These are one of these stories that, doesn't
vehicle on the road, because you live in a major metropolis.
Right.
I'm a little bit more out of I haven't even seen the Google car that comes around and takes pictures. Have you ever seen one of these things? Are they legitimate?
The Google car? Yeah, I've seen the Google car.
Or just any car that doesn't have a person in it.
No, we don't have those here.
Okay. Because I would assume you'll have it before anyone else in New York.
No, they were doing tests. Where were they doing tests? They were, obviously this is in Arkansas, but they were doing driverless tests. I want to say California, but I could be wrong. And it was just highway. They were, just sensors, and in your car now, if you have a newer car, you have proximity sensors.
Yeah, and it'll beep if you're getting too far to the lane
Right. So it was just specifically highway. And like they said here, they would have a driver in the car just in case of emergency, as they say, security.
Almost like a student driver or whatever.
Right. So they're not that has not been done here in New York. I can say that for 100%.
I just find it I'm old fashioned. I try to be open to a lot of things. We have teenage kids and stuff, and we're exposed to a lot. But I just don't get some of it. You're just not over the hump yet of a driverless delivery truck. And somehow, like this fucking, the things they use to detect the bombs. Maybe one of those is going to pull out my package and deliver it to my door, and maybe my retina will say that that's my signature. It's me, and I get that package. I don't know.
And then what stops it from being stolen? Because there's no driver, there's nobody there to call the police to stop somebody from actually stealing the truck. So if the truck pulls up somewhere and is waiting for the person to come out and get their package, what stops somebody else from hopping in the truck and driving away?
I don't know. Can a human take over? Are they built for that? Like that a human can just sit in the driver's seat and take over?
I would assume.
I don't know enough about this.
I don't either, but I would assume it has a steering wheel. It has some form of gas pedals. So a person can physically drive it somewhere and move it around when it's in like the warehouse area. I don't know.
And producer Scotty, speaking of the devil, actually met someone. Of course he did. That was doing testing in Pittsburgh. Did you go for a ride, Scotty? This wasn't in Second Life. This was legitimately in the city of Pittsburgh. Anyway, my whole first question, I mean, you brought up a lot of valid questions too, but my whole thing is how are they going to, like, I'm not, the fun of delivery is that they deliver it right to your door. Like, I don't want to go in and have to lift the box out of the back of the truck and all that shit. The convenience of home delivery is exactly that, is that
right.
It's on your porch, you bring it in, it's there. It's why you do it.
Right. And again,
or you don't want to move this shit, right?
And this is, you're left to the honor system. If you have to physically go into the truck and get your package, you're left to the honor system. There is nothing stopping you from taking somebody else's package, unless there is only one thing I could think of. If they
send you a coupon and you gotta
something like that. So if they have all the packages in a locked, like if you go to a Walmart or something, they have the UPS locker. Where,
and all the video games are behind a thing, and I get you.
Right. So if you're sent maybe a QR code, and you have to scan that in order to open up your specific place where your package is, that's the only way I could see that this working. But I don't know. There is no detail that it's not detailed enough in the story, as we found out from many other stories.
Never is, right?
Right.
All right. So enough with that one. Now this one really does involve New York. Maybe not the city of New York, but absolutely the state of New York. There was a very bad tasing accident.
This coming from Fox News.
This is not The Guardian, ladies and gentlemen.
No, this is not the liberal left-wing piece of shit Guardian. This is from Fox News, a trusted news source. Go fuck yourselves.
Another go fuck. They're all a bunch of go fuck.
They are. They're all pieces of bags of shit. The headline reads: New York man bursts into flames after being tasered. Jason Jones, 29, is in intensive care in Syracuse Hospital.
Oh, closer to Buffalo than you. Okay.
He covered himself in hand sanitizer and burst into flames after police used a taser on him.
Is there any footage of this? Because this is Fox. I didn't check and see if there was video.
There's something on Twitter. It just shows a picture.
I'll have to dig deep.
I don't know if you can see that. I think that's him.
I got to bring you. It doesn't look like he's in flames there. He looks like he's taking a shit on his deck or something.
Right. Yeah. This is after the fact, but that's. I think that's him.
Oh, he's healing.
Right.
Okay.
Let's see. Where was I? Oh, come on, you fucker. Hold on.
I'm a little bit interested in this, into the backstory, and then I have questions, of course.
Okay, so it says Jason Jones had entered the village of Catskill Police Department last week and got into a confrontation with officers. Police told the paper that Jones, who was known to them from previous encounters, appeared intoxicated, and officers used a taser to subdue him. I think they were afraid he was going to hurt himself, and that's what started it. Chief Dave Darling said.
Caution. The taser is the first thing you do before a gun, right?
Right.
Like,
right. He says there are still details that we're trying to develop.
Right. Yes, the main detail is when did he bathe himself in hand sanitizer?
And that's the very next line. It was unclear when Jones poured the hand sanitizer over himself and whether officers witnessed him do it. Jones is in an intensive care unit at an upstate university hospital in Syracuse. People familiar with the matter told the paper that his condition is grave. The incident is under investigation by Greene County District Attorney's Office.
Prayers with him. But I'm trying to imagine this like every other story we do. I understand. He's walked in. He's gone into a confrontation. Is he like a hand sanitizer suicide bomber right now? Like, was this all done previous to enter the building? Or was it hand? I'm thinking hand sanitizer, you got to like hit the pump. So it's going to take a while. You know, it takes a while to put suntan lotion on, right? Like, this is not something that's going to happen in 10 seconds.
Right. So I'm thinking like you, he walked in with hand sanitizer all over him.
So
They said,
he's thinking, I'm going to get tased.
I don't know what he's thinking. They said he appeared to be intoxicated, and they know him from, like, he does stupid shit like this all the time, apparently, because they know him. Right. So I'm thinking he walked into the police station covered in hand sanitizer, was yelling about some dumb shit, became aggressive. The police tasered him, and because the alcohol content in the hand sanitizer met with electricity, he burst into flames.
Right. Think Benjamin Franklin, ladies and gentlemen, with the key in the jar in the lightning. I gotcha. When I'm really intoxicated, I like White Castle.
White Castle's very good at the end of a long drinking.
I won't get really intoxicated and start to rub myself in various lotions. You know, I don't get really hammered on the show tonight and then go upstairs and the wife's yelling at me, "What are you doing?" I'm rubbing Head and Shoulders all over my body. It's a wee bit strange, as just about everything is on this show, but it's a perfect storm, is what it is. Right? He's like, I'm going to fuck these guys up. I'm putting hand sanitizer on. The smell is going to throw them off with the alcohol on my breath or whatever his strategy was. And their first response, of course, it's the way they've been trained, is we're going to tase this guy, get him calm, get him in a cell. Yeah. And next thing you know, we've got fucking Johnny Inferno from the Fantastic Four.
And you know, it sounds cruel to say, but it's true. People like that deserve what they get. I don't care if his balls are burnt to a fucking crisp and they look like little potato chips now. He deserves what he got. He asked for it. This is, you know, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
This is what happens. I don't care. I don't feel bad for you.
Sometimes these stories, and this is probably why I don't sleep well on Fridays, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm running this shit through my head. And all right, I guess there's nowhere else to go. So the guy walks in the police station, he gets tased. We don't know if he's dead or alive.
They say he's in grave condition. That was the end of the story. There was no
grave condition. All right. Let's go to one more before we do Jolitz. You got, oh no, you only have two more, right? Oh no, you have this one's good. The holiday season is coming. This is, you know, I'm curious about this one, and you don't have to spend a lot of time on each one, but we do have the holiday season. Speaking of being intoxicated, and you know, hopefully, number one is don't rub hand sanitizer all over yourself and go into public.
That's correct.
Number one.
So this coming from odde.com.
Oh, I've never heard of this one.
The headline reads, "No Hair of the Dog, the 10 strangest hangover remedies." Most of us has gotten a bit too deep in our cups at one time or another. The next morning, the sun hurts your eyes, your head feels like it's splitting, and you're praying for the sweet release of death. Hangovers have been with us as long as we've known that alcohol is a thing. And while you can blame nobody but yourself for the condition, people have resorted to an increasingly esoteric ways to cure it.
Mm-hmm.
Here are 10 weird and wonderful hangover remedies from all around the world, but from the history and the present day. We don't guarantee that any of them work. Number 10, an anti-hangover ring.
Like a mood ring.
Like a mood ring. Curing a hangover in the Byzantine Empire was easy.
Byzantine.
Before you start chugging wine, just slip on your magical anti-hangover ring. Israeli archaeologists recently dug up a golden ring from the ruins of one of the largest Byzantine wineries. Adorning the ring is a large amethyst, to which the Eastern Romans attributed a variety of mystical effects. One of those was guarding its wearer against hangovers.
Well, we all know the Romans were great partiers. I didn't know the Byzantines were part of Rome, but they were great partiers. They had vomitariums, and they would eat in excess, and they would vomit in these vomitariums, and then they would go have orgies, and so
they were a fun time.
Prepared for a hangover.
It was a fun time to be in the Byzantine era.
Yeah, the Byzantines.
Number 2, a potion of ground human skull and dried vipers.
Human skull and dried vipers.
Yes.
This must be India.
No. This coming from the land of Africa.
Africa. Oh, England. They have vipers in England?
In 1600 they did. Life in England in the 1600s must have liked some strong drinks. We're saying that because they came up with one of the most hardcore hangover remedies in history. The ingredient list of Goddard's Drops, a concoction named after the Dr. John Goddard, sounds more like something you'd need to summon a demon. The drink calls for some ammonia, a few pieces of dried viper, and a dash of ground-up human skull. Not just any skull will do, though. It specifically had to come from a recently hanged individual.
Ooh, this was only available to the rich.
I guess. It says, we're not surprised this potion didn't survive to the modern day, but apparently King Charles II was very fond of it.
And he lived.
He did.
I have a side question, which is about hangovers. So when St. Patrick drove the snakes out, you know, that ancient story, they were vipers.
But that was Ireland. That wasn't England.
Well, very close in proximity. How did they get rid of vipers? There are no vipers in England anymore.
They chopped them all up for hangover remedies.
Okay, because they do party a lot over there. So all right, I was just curious.
Well, you know, between the Byzantines and the 1600s in England, there was a lot of alcohol imbibed.
So far, I'd go for the ring. But anyway.
Well, you may change your mind next. You ready for number 3?
Yeah, I am.
Rabbit poop.
Rabbit poop.
Cowboys love their whiskey, but it's difficult to go around rootin', tootin', and six-shooting with a hangover. They had just the cure, though. Rabbit feces.
Okay, so like there's cows, there's wild horses, there's coyotes and jackals. Rabbits?
Rabbits.
Okay.
For an authentic cowboy hangover remedy, collect some fresh rabbit droppings from the bushes and brew them into tea. Once you gulp it down, you're ready to throw on your Stetson and hop on your horse.
So you sit there with your pork and beans around the fire with a cup of rabbit poo tea.
Hold on, let me write that down.
I'm just surmising the situation here. I feel like this is Bill and Ted's excellent adventure tonight. I'm being taken through a history for hangover remedies. I'm sitting around a campfire. Of course, I got my shotgun ready in case the Indians attack us, drinking rabbit poo tea and eating pork and beans.
Good times.
Yeah.
It does say, though, disgusting as it is, there might be some actual science behind this.
Okay.
Rabbit poop contains salt and potassium, and your dehydrated, hungover body is probably craving both.
I have a question.
Yes.
is there salt and whatever else you said in pig poo?
I don't know.
I'm just wondering why we're exclusive to rabbits right now.
Because maybe the cowboys didn't have access to pigs. They're out in the plains.
Right.
There's rabbits running around in the plains.
Lots of rabbits in the plains. Right. Okay. This is better than the quails last week, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
you should smoke a rabbit, by the way.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, because number 4 is deep fried canary.
Oh my God. And this is from where?
Before the Roman Empire split and gave rise to the Byzantines and their magic rings.
They're back again. I've never heard of them before, and now I get them twice in one night.
The Romans had a different idea of how to cure a hangover. At least the famous philosopher Pliny the Elder had one.
Right. Pliny the Elder. Yeah.
He recommends deep frying an entire canary and eating it. But in the usual ancient world fashion, his recipe is frustratingly vague. What does it mean by an entire canary? Can you pluck and debone it, or do you need to eat it whole with feather, bones, and innards intact?
So no details in the recipe.
Like every story we read, no details.
We're left to our own imagination. A poor canary. There's certain animals I understand. We are both carnivores. We eat beef, we eat lamb, we eat pig, we eat quail. But I'd feel bad cooking a canary. Where exactly does one find a canary in the middle of a hangover?
Apparently the Romans had them at will. The Romans and the Byzantines had them around.
Right, in the Byzantine market. They have
Right.
all cool things. You don't want to pay for the amethyst ring? We got canaries.
Right, they went to Canaries R Us in the Byzantine market and picked out their lot of canaries.
Right. The fucking Byzantines.
Can I hold on? I'm writing that down too. I know it's not going to make the show name, but the fucking Byzantines need to make the show notes.
I need to go back, and I pride myself on knowing a little bit about history. I'm not a historian or an archaeologist. I have never heard of the fucking Byzantines. They obviously never won a major battle against Attila the Hun or Alexander the Great. They were struck to have markets with fucking canaries and amethyst rings. They were snake charmers is what they were.
They were gypsies.
Gypsies, yes.
Number 5. Get ready for this one.
I'm holding on to the edge of my seat.
You are going to want to lemon your armpits.
That might burn.
Before you hit the bar, you'll probably put on some deodorant. But according to Puerto Ricans, you should also rub a slice of lemon into your armpits. Apart from giving your pits a fresh lemony scent, the citrus treatment is supposed to prevent a hangover. How that works, though, is anybody's guess. But here's a fun fact. Most Puerto Ricans claim that they've never even heard of this remedy. Could it be that it's just a thing of malarkey?
Maybe a message in the bottle. The Byzantines washed ashore.
They found an old Byzantine era message, an old Byzantine era text message to lemon your armpits if there are no canaries to be found.
Yeah. To whom it may concern.
Number 6.
Nothing but a frail Byzantine merchant. But I feel that I must share this before I pass at the end.
The fucking Byzantines. Number 6. If lemoning your armpit doesn't work, you might want to bury yourself in sand.
Well, we've all done that at the beach when we were kids.
The Irish know their alcohol, but while they make great whiskey, we wouldn't trust their folk remedies for curing a hangover. Apparently, you're supposed to bury yourself up to the neck in wet river sand. The cold sand is supposed to boost your circulation and make you feel better.
You know, I can see this happening because it's almost like, you know, those salt baths where you kind of like float.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sand would like surround you. It would be moist. It would be cool. It would distract you from the pain that you had.
And it's like you know they say jump in a cold shower.
Right.
It's kind of the same thing.
The one I always follow is have a beer, have another drink.
Hair of the dog.
Yeah.
Hair of the dog that bit you.
Yeah.
Number 7, and this goes right up Afka's alley. Raw eels.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! What's that? Well, you know what that would do is make you vomit and clean yourself out.
Most likely.
Yeah.
The English had more ways to cure hangovers than just ingesting pulverized human skulls. A medieval favorite was a hearty meal of raw eels. We know about eel pies, but this goes beyond that. You're supposed to mix raw eels with ground bitter almonds and cobble down the mixture. We don't know whether you're supposed to grind the eels as well or to eat them as whole, but the logic was that the eels would somehow soak up whatever alcohol remained in your body.
Well, you know what they say, like what is it? Leeches will suck the poison or the sickness out of you.
Well, that's what they did in the fucking 1800s. They used leeches to cure fucking psychosis.
You know why? It's because some fucking Byzantine showed up on a wooden raft and taught them that shit. The fucking Mayflower wasn't the first thing to land. It was a fucking Byzantine who got lost.
The fucking Mayflower had a Byzantine stowaway.
Exactly. The fucking chef on the Mayflower was a Byzantine. This is why you got to dig deeper into the stories. You did not know this would tie into Thanksgiving, but it really does.
I think
walk to the whatever that fucking rock is.
Plymouth
stood on it. It wasn't the guys in the black hats and the white, nice, cute suits. It was the Byzantine chef. He didn't even stumble onto the shore. He probably fell off the bow.
I believe next week, for next week's special Saturday show, I need to investigate the Byzantines.
Famous Byzantines in history.
I will look up famous Byzantines in history.
Wait. I didn't even know they existed. This is better than Atlantis.
Number 8. Lick your own sweat.
Oh, well, that's easy to do, I guess.
Some Native American tribes, we couldn't find any sources stating which, believe that sweat swishing would cure a hangover. And yes, it's just as gross as you're probably imagining. If you woke up with a dry mouth, and a throbbing headache, you first had to have a good workout. We're not talking about a couple of push-ups. You need to break a proper sweat. Then just lick your sweat and gurgle in it. Gurgle it in your mouth.
Gurgle your sweat. So, but here's a theme I'm finding here is that exclusively the rabbit poop had the salt. Right. And you know that sweat is high in salt.
Sweat is almost all salt.
So if we slowly try to push all these things into a single column, salt is probably good for a hangover. Why not just take a little shake of table salt?
Just lick a fucking salt brick.
Grab your salt lamp.
Holy Christ!
Vigorously lick it.
I got a fucking salt block to cook on. I'll just fucking lick it for half an hour.
There you go.
Number 9, which makes the most sense to me, and I know some people in the medical industry have agreed, an IV drip.
Well, they do that in Vegas, right? They have those little vans that come around. Is it? I think it's Vegas.
And you are the winner.
Okay.
Knowing Las Vegas, it's no wonder there are plenty of people waking up with hangovers every day. A local clinic called Hangover Heaven promises to cure what ails them. When you arrive, you get to choose from one of 3 treatment plans. Then the staff hooks you up to an IV drip filled with nutrients and medicines that are supposed to make you feel better. You better hope you didn't spend all of your savings on the booze and gambling that night. The treatments cost between $400 and $500.
Of course you do. It's Vegas. Yeah.
Right.
Unless you're gambling a lot at the hotel, and you might get comped.
Right. And I would just deal with a hangover instead of spending $500 on an IV drip.
As would I. I would have hair of the dog. I'm telling you right now. The more you drink, the less you feel it.
Okay. We are at number 10.
Okay.
For this, I need to have a drink.
All right. I will join you.
We've eaten rabbit poop. We've eaten fried canaries. But, ladies and gentlemen,
don't forget the eels.
We've eaten raw eels.
We've buried ourselves in sand.
But this, ladies and gentlemen, we've lemoned our armpits, and we've learned a lot about the Byzantines.
Yes.
But this, ladies and gentlemen, is a cure-all for your hangover. Number 10, bull penis.
Oh, my God. And where exactly? That's a readily available cure, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
I can see the Cowboys doing it instead of rabbit poop. They're out there. They could have bull penis.
That makes more sense to me than the rabbit poop tea, I'm telling you.
It does. I agree. Bull penis must have some hangover curative properties. Why else would people in 2 different countries use it?
Oh, so this is not just the ancient Byzantines.
No. This is current modern day. In Bolivia. You can in Bolivia, you can order caldo de cadran, a bull penis
bull.
A bull penis soup that supposedly helps with hangovers.
There's soup, there's tea.
We're not sure how you're supposed to eat it, though, since the foot-long penis is served whole.
Foot-long penis in a soup.
But it's not only Bolivians.
So I got it. It's Coney Island.
Sicilians.
Oh, God. The freaking wops. Okay.
Sicilians also believe in penis power.
All right. Well, I believe in penis power, but not a bull penis in my soup.
But they do not make it into a soup. Instead, you get to chow down on an entire dried bull dong. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your top 10 hangovers, strangest hangover remedies.
The greatest of them all, ladies and gentlemen. And you will thank us either at Thanksgiving, Christmas time, or New Year's.
I was just going to say New Year's morning when you wake up from your partying the night before, have yourself a little bull penis soup and start your day.
Can you do us a favor, though? Can you please post your pictures and your remedies on Cave Crew Radio Facebook page? And we will, in turn, share it to our Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
And let us know if you have any descendancy from the Byzantines.
Yes. Is there anyone that's a descendant of the Byzantine? We would love to talk to you live on the air. Some of your family traditions, some of your wives' tales and legends of lore. We are currently now focused on the Byzantines. I think we should take a very quick stop before our next couple stories. We're not going to have time to get to Choo Choo Stew. We'll save that for the Saturday night special. It's okay. This is good stuff. Let's go to our buddy Mike from Surprise, Arizona. Oops, we took him out of there. What did I do? There he is. Sorry, Mike. Let's go. Mike Jolitz reads the news.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, guys. Hey, how are you? Hello. DK, and hello, Sir Big B. Hope you guys are both doing well. Yeah, I am doing okay. Alrighty, guys, it is now time for the news. The upper Midwest got hit with a snowstorm last weekend. So glad I moved from there. You can keep that garbage. You can suck it. Speaking of snow, the snowbirds are arriving here in Arizona. That means the average drive speed is slower, the average wait time is longer, and more ditties are out here. An 11-year-old girl in Italy contracted gonorrhea in a hot spring while on holiday. Yeah, I believe that. It happens all the time. Very lucky 4.4 million Americans quit their jobs in September. Approximately 50% went into the porn industry, 26% went on OnlyFans and now work for themselves, 20% went into the Bitcoin market, and 4% went into the highly lucrative podcasting field. Mr. T got the COVID booster shot. He said he pities the pain and he feels blessed. That dude is so cool. I don't think it's just an act either. I think that's him. VP Kamala Harris and her team of idiots pass around an Onion article that mocks Harris when they get annoyed at the White House treatment of her. Kamala, surprisingly, doesn't get it, but she pretends she does. She never got the Far Side comics either. Packer stocks are back on sale. 300,000 shares are going to be sold. Yes, for only $300, you could buy a worthless share. I'll pass. Guess I'd rather have that instead of the piece of frozen tundra they sold years ago. I don't know. Hard to display grass. PETA's asking rappers to stop using the term rap beef. They asked them to use the term rap disagreement, where I am right and you're wrong. Just admit it, asshole. That's what they want them to say. I know it's a mouthful. That's what they call a pound of flesh, just not beef, okay? If you want to be at Times Square for New Year's Eve ball drop, you're going to need to be fully vaccinated or have a negative COVID test at least. Nah, I'll pass again. And finally in the news, asshole extraordinaire Travis Scott is being sued for the deaths at Astroworld for $750 quadrillion. Lots of money. Alrighty, guys. It is now time for the weather. Heading over to Windsor, Ontario, Canada. On Saturday, it's going to be 42 degrees and cloudy. Sunday, 44 degrees with a 60% chance of rain. On Monday, it's going to be 40 degrees and windy. Ooh. Heading over to Queens in New York. On Saturday, it's going to be 48 degrees, partly cloudy. Sunday, 57 with a 40% chance of rain. And Monday, high of 56 with a 60% chance of rain. Got some cold temps coming for you guys. Very sorry. And finally in the weather, do you guys really want to hear this? Nah, I'll do it anyway. On Saturday, it's going to be 77 and cloudy. Sunday, 81 degrees and partly cloudy. And Monday, 80 degrees and partly cloudy. Yeah. That does it for this Mike Reads the News. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you guys have a great show and see you guys next week.
Fantastic, Mike Jolitz. What I'm curious about the weather, though. Although I hear you're going to be hit by a storm for Thanksgiving, from what the predictions are.
I hope not. I'm trying to smoke a turkey.
Good luck. That's why you need the welding blanket. Anyway, we're trending cooler than you, and that is not usually the norm.
Well, you're more north than us, so it makes sense.
No, but we're like the Florida of Canada.
But you're still more northern than us.
Well, we are, but you usually get like a lot of shit weather being on the water and
hey, I'll take warmer temperatures. I hate the fucking winter. I hate the cold.
If you look at us on a like we're very close to Northern California.
Mm. Well, as far as weather-wise?
Yeah. If it snows here twice, I'll be surprised. Where you get those fucking rainstorms and all that other shit.
Well, we get the nor'easters. So everything comes up from the Atlantic Ocean and churns up, and we get the wind, the rain, the snow. So yes, we do get nor'easters.
Let's do a little Excel sheet this year to get us through winter because we all hate it. Temperatures and precipitation. And I'm going to bet New York gets it worse because you have since the show started.
Okay.
You get far more snow than me. And we have these little cold snaps for like 2 weeks at a time.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys get cold, you really get cold over there. So it's all the northern Atlantic air coming your way.
Right. Yeah. That's the nor'easters. And we are predicted to have a tough winter. Whether that comes true or not, I have no idea. But we are predicted to have a tough, cold, snowy winter.
All right. Let's keep track of it. I'm just discouraged because you seem to be 10 degrees ahead of us, and that bothers me.
I'm perfectly fine with that. And this is the first I'm hearing about a storm on Thanksgiving. I wanted to stay away because I'm smoking a turkey.
Yeah, you got to check it. I don't know. They're on I get the Detroit news, right? Like the Michigan news. It could be trouble for travelers across the Midwest and the Eastern Coast. Not that you're traveling anywhere.
But I mean, if there's bad weather, I'm here. So if I'm outside trying to smoke a fucking turkey, it could suck.
Well, you need to build yourself like one of those things that they hunt ducks in.
A blind?
A blind. You need a blind for your smoker. I'm so excited, by the way. I didn't tell you this, but Jake, I told you about the honor roll and all this stuff. And apparently how they're building a table in construction, I have no idea. But it's one of the projects. And I'm like, this is excellent. Do you get to bring the table home? Because I need a new table for my new smoker on the deck. He says, well, it kind of wobbles. And how does a wobbly table exactly get on the honor roll?
I don't know. And we were just discussing, actually, Stu and I were discussing, and you're on our text. You get what you pay for. If you want a free thing done by child labor, it's going to wobble. You're going to fucking deal with it.
I guess.
Or you could go buy a table and spend money.
Invested enough in this shit. Like I'm going to end up in divorce court over this fucking smoker. The only thing that is in my favor is that she realizes, and she even admitted it upstairs when we were talking in the kitchen, because she's going to put the tree up tomorrow and start wrapping presents. And once she wraps the presents, she'll realize what she needs. And she knows I'm getting some chef knives and the smoker and a few other various things. That's my fun in the summer. I got a pretty decent barbecue last year. Is that she realizes the only thing she has to do in the summer is make salads. Everything else is done.
Right.
She should be grateful for that.
And my wife is the same way. For like I said, my birthday's on Monday, and then we have Christmas. I'm getting barbecue stuff. I got lights coming that I can attach to the smoker because it gets dark early, and I'm cooking at night. So I got lights coming. I like you. I got some knives coming. I got a wireless Bluetooth meat thermometer.
I didn't get that. I was looking at that. There's one I wanted to get, but that is cool.
Well, I got that specifically because I have, for my smoker, I have a rotisserie kit.
Yeah.
So I take the upper grates out, I put the rotisserie kit on, and obviously, the bird will spin. Yeah. So I can't put a wired probe in, because it's just going to spin and come out.
Right.
So my wife had me set up an Amazon list of things I wanted. So I put that on the list, and I told her, so she got it for me. I will get that on Sunday.
Oh, early
for Thanksgiving. I told her specifically, if you're going to give it to me for my birthday, because I want to use it for Thanksgiving. Because I'm going to put the turkey on the rotisserie and smoke it on the rotisserie.
And I think we should have a spin-off show, because you're smoking one way and I'm using the Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would be like that Bobby Flay thing. And I think it'd be an interesting YouTube thing.
We could absolutely do that. I would. That would be pretty fucking cool, because I enjoy being outside. I don't care what the weather is. I'll be outside smoking shit. I don't care.
We just have to rig up cameras, and obviously we wouldn't have our studio microphones.
Right.
Stuff, but yeah, that could be exciting. There may be a spin-off show in 2022, ladies and gentlemen.
I think that would be awesome.
We would each, maybe the listeners could suggest a meat and a side, and not to say there had to be a winner, but we would both prepare them in different ways, maybe inspire people. And it would be a good thing because we would feed our family and also give people recipe ideas,
right?
Instead of talking about rabbit poo tea,
bull penis soup.
Yeah.
Although we could smoke a bull penis and
It might
make it into soup.
you and I mature a little bit.
Is that possible?
And of course, we'd have our awesome humor.
Of course.
And this is another idea. You should write it down in the book. The Big B DK Pitmaster Cook-Off Series.
The CCR Pitmasters.
The CCR Pitmasters.
I'm writing that.
And I don't know how we'd pull it off with phones, right? You know, because I've got a tripod for my phone and stuff like that. But
so do I.
Guess I could bring my laptop outside. This would take a little bit of. Is the Wi-Fi strong enough?
Oh, well, luckily because I work from home and my wife has to do stuff from home too. I have a hotspot.
Well, I have that. I bought these cubes. I can't move it or I'll unplug it, but I have these cubes all over the house now that shoot the signal.
Oh, so you have like a mesh system.
Yeah, out into the gazebo and stuff like that. So anyway, that's going to come in 2022. I think it would be fun.
I'm all for it.
I just sunlight it's hard to see the screen, and you're not the one pushing the buttons. Let me put it that way. It would have to be play and set it and forget it. Whoever said that.
Right. Well, there's got to be some editing going on, but that's okay.
Or editing after the fact.
Yeah.
Right. That could be an option as well. And I don't know if either one of us have that kind of spare time on our hands after spending 8 hours cooking something to sit down and edit. But we'll consider it. It's something to talk about. But speaking, maybe we could get some psychic influence to speed things up. Or we could get one of those, what do you call those podcast editors?
Oh.
That are always emailing us. And,
right.
I edit your podcast. I will advertise your podcast. Anyway, what's our next story? Because sooner or later, my bladder is going to give up on us.
So this coming from Fox News again, and this is where I would have loved Afka to be here for the psychic abilities.
Right, but he's far too busy.
He is far too busy.
I think that diet is killing him, but he tells us making him healthier.
Headline reads: California man sues psychic who said she could remove witch's curse from ex.
Ooh, now this is intriguing.
A California man is suing a Los Angeles, and my wife is calling me in the middle of this. Hold on, I'm going to take a phone call.
Okay, this is good.
Hello. Hello. Oh, she hung up.
I think she knows you too well.
So they were at a thing at my older son's school tonight.
She's probably found some feathers for the wild turkey birthday weekend.
I'm maybe. I don't know.
Can't wait to hear about this next week.
A California man is suing a Los Angeles psychic he paid for fraud because she allegedly claimed she could remove a witch's curse put on him by his ex-girlfriend for $5,100.
Not $5,000.
No.
$5,100. Yeah. Okay.
Last month, Mauro Restrepo found psychic Sophia Adams' website that billed her as a PhD life coach and a psychic life coach, according to the City News Service in Los Angeles.
The PhD's what sold it, right?
That's fucking ridiculous. The plaintiff made more...
ABC, you can register for free at www.phd.com.
Right.
Yeah.
This made plaintiff more confident that he was speaking with a professional that could help him. We are in 2021. We've lived through the 90s with Dionne Warwick's Psychic Friends Network. We all know it's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of horse shit.
Oh, I forgot about the Dionne Warwick Psychic Friends Network.
Holy
what
fucking
Christ. Band was she from again?
She was from Dionne Warwick.
Oh, I thought she was like one of the Chantels or something like that.
Oh, she may have been. I have no fucking idea.
The Dionne Warwick Psychic Network.
Fucking stupid Dionne Warwick. So we all know it's a bunch of fucking crap.
Right.
But this fucking idiot thinks he's talking to a professional psychic that's going to help him remove a curse. Remember what I said earlier, ladies and gentlemen. You get what you deserve.
Yes. Now, wait a minute. I'm wondering, do you ever watch, because you watch all these shows, you know that like warrior show where they go like vampire versus zombie or Sir Lancelot versus barbarian?
You have told me about the show. I still have not seen it, but you have told me about it.
Who would win between psychic versus witch?
Well, if the psychic was real, they should know what the witch is going to do beforehand and be able to counteract it.
With what, though? They really don't have any magical powers.
They're psychic. They should know way beforehand and come prepared.
Right, but I get that. But the witch has got like the power. Doesn't she?
Are we really discussing psychics versus witches?
I watched this show before. The zombie versus the vampire was the most fascinating one. But anyway, maybe you'll find that show eventually, and you'll say, "Oh, that was the greatest show you ever told me about."
I know. I still want to watch Corner Gas before I watch that.
Oh, that's a good one. But ladies and gentlemen, here is some.
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better.
Hang on. I'm in a commercial, of course.
It's a Jason Scott commercial.
It is a Little Caesar's pizza.
Holy shit.
No, this is, ladies and gentlemen, Dionne Warwick.
If you see me walking down the street and I start to cry each time we meet, walk on by.
Okay, I know that. All right. I was just wondering where her Majesty the Psychic, what song? Walk On By. That's an old classic.
Oh, she was extremely popular in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
And into the 80s.
And then she lost it all.
And then went to the
right. So common with famous athletes and famous movie stars. They one-time hits or whatever, and either their manager screws them or whatever happens in life, it's just got to go to starting the Dionne Warwick Psychic
Friends Network. Yes.
Anyway, your story. I apologize.
Adams, who is the psychic, gave Restrepo a tarot reading when he visited her office in Palos Verdes Estates and told him he had mala suerte, or bad luck, put there by his ex-girlfriend when she hired a curse-casting witch.
I'm telling you, it's psychic versus witch.
The psychic should win every time.
You're the one telling the story. I think it's the witch.
The psychic should know what's coming. They're psychic. But anyway.
You go like back in time and manipulate. And you saw Thinner by Stephen King. They're deadly witches.
I did see Thinner. Adams allegedly claimed his family would be unhappy and in danger unless he paid her $5,100 to remove the curse. Restrepo reportedly paid Adams a $1,000 deposit, but she did not in any way help his marriage. Restrepo said he has suffered anxiety and sleepless nights and is also suing for intentional and negligent infliction of emotional distress along with negligence and civil conspiracy.
This is better than Roe versus Wade.
Oh my God. He's asking for $25,000 in damages.
So it was 5,000. Wait a minute. $100.
Of which he only paid $1,000.
Right. He's going big.
And now he wants $25,000 in damages.
For pain and suffering.
The lawsuit also names Adams' business Psychic Love Specialist by Sophia, her husband, her daughter, and her landlords.
And her landlords.
Our landlord had nothing to do with this shit, but they're being sued too.
She was such a successful psychic. She was a renter.
He argues that they all knew she was using her position to take advantage of clients, but did nothing to stop her.
Not like any other psychic.
And that's basically the end of the story. It just says Adams did not return request for comment. Ladies and gentlemen, I said it before. You get what you pay, not what you get what you pay for. You get what you deserve.
Yes.
If you are old enough to remember the Psychic Friends Network and Miss Cleo Brown.
Cleo Brown. Was that really Aretha Franklin?
That was not Aretha Franklin, but it was a fraudulent fucking infomercial psychic bullshit.
All right.
If you are old enough to go through that and still believe that a psychic is going to remove a curse that somebody put on, that your ex-girlfriend put on you or your ex-wife, whatever the fuck it was, you deserve to lose all of your fucking money.
I need to know who would win between a witch and a psychic.
A psychic every time.
I don't agree with you. And you need to find the show to see how much detail they go into.
What's the name of the show? Do you know?
I'll find it for you. I'll send it over. Okay. It's on like every Thursday on the same station with the guy that fixes the bars and the other guy that comes around with a hammer and the tattoo guys. It's all on the same channel.
I have no idea what channel that is, but
I don't know either. And I don't know. I got to cancel it real soon. All right. One more story. My bladder's going to break, and I don't know if the psychic or the witch or the rabbit poo tea can help me.
You know who will win? The Byzantines.
Yes. Oh, well, the Byzantines Trump. That's like playing euchre, right? The Bower, the black Bower is always Trump over everything. Right?
I don't know nothing about euchre. You were supposed to explain it to me and never did.
She used to be an intelligent co-host.
Yeah, this is a fucking weird fucking Canadian thing.
Euchre is not a Canadian name. Sounds kind of French.
It's like Bob Euchre, the catcher for the fucking Milwaukee fucking Brewers or whatever the fuck he was.
I'm getting sick and tired that Canadians know everything about American history, but Americans know nothing about Canada. You go see that girl that he met on Xbox Craigslist and come back and I'll answer some Canadian historical questions for you.
I will be there next year. The final story of the night, ladies and gentlemen, comes from CBS Local from Minnesota. The headline reads, "It's a free country. Man threatens TSA's agent's life, throws checkpoint stanchion, strips naked, and masturbates."
This is all in an airport.
All in an airport.
I never have any fun in an airport. I haven't seen anybody busted for drugs. I haven't seen anybody turned away because their ID is no good. Right. I may have seen people running for a plane because they're trying to get their connection, but I've never seen anything as good as this in an airport.
From Minneapolis, telling agents he did not have to stop because it's a free country. A 44-year-old Minneapolis man is charged with threatening TSA workers at Minneapolis St. Paul International Airport. The charges state he also swung a stanchion line post before throwing it at agents, taking off his clothes, and masturbating.
I'm trying to follow the chain of events.
The Hennepin County Attorney's Office has filed a complaint against Frank Towers. Investigators say the incident happened at the Skyway checkpoint early last Friday morning. Towers allegedly told one TSA employee that he was going to kill them.
Right, I get that. He's grabbing the sky thing, the thing with the
stanchion.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I'm following it. I'm in his corner so far.
Officers gave him commands to stop and move away from the checkpoint, which he did not abide. The charges state when Towers was tasered. That's when Towers was tasered.
Tasers cause you to do strange things, ladies and gentlemen. Do not get on the TikTok trend and tase yourself.
And there is no mention of whether he had hand sanitizer on him.
Maybe that's what he masturbated with.
It's very possible. After he was tasered, he swung his arms above his head in an attempt to hit an officer. Backup officers handcuffed Towers and took him into custody while he continued to fight with them.
He's doing Byzantine kung fu.
Oh, he's all in. Surveillance video footage showed Towers punching and headbutting TV screens at the airport, taking his clothes off and masturbating. This happened about an hour before the incident at the checkpoint. Wait a second.
I'll let you go first, because
so he's in the airport. He's headbutting and punching monitors. He strips off his clothes. He strips off his clothes and he starts masturbating.
Yeah.
An hour later, he runs into the issue at the checkpoint. What happened in that? Is there no security there that stopped him from jerking off from that to the checkpoint?
And
was he just wandering around the Minneapolis airport jerking off?
One place you think there would be cameras, that this would make it on the Pornhub version of America's Funniest Videos, you think there would be plenty of cameras around to catch this.
And security, you'd figure security would be all over this.
Right.
Never mind that he's taking his clothes off and just jerking off. He's headbutting and punching monitors. This is federal equipment, right? So, this becomes a federal crime.
Right.
This has gone on for an hour, 1 hour, until he gets to the checkpoint. So he's punching and destroying monitors while naked and jerking off, trying to find bull penis soup and screaming about the Byzantines.
Is he naked when he arrives at the checkpoint?
It doesn't say.
Of course not.
Towers has been charged with 4th-degree assault against a peace officer, as well as making threats of violence with reckless disregard for risk.
4th degree, not first. 4th degree. Okay.
But they are both felonies.
Okay.
He also has at least 3 charges in other criminal cases still pending involving domestic assault in Olmsted County. He's currently in custody. If convicted, Towers could face up to 5 years in prison if convicted on the threats.
Imagine, I don't know about you, but when I'm in an airport, I'm usually in the chair. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I either want to get to my destination or I want to get home. And all of a sudden, this fucker is naked and masturbating and smashing his head into monitors. I don't know in what order.
And so this happened.
I want to grab a Starbucks and get a front row seat for this.
So this is an hour before the incident at the checkpoint.
Right.
In the meantime,
he saw this. Someone obviously reported it.
Somebody had to have seen it. So in the meantime, obviously, we've covered there's no security there stopping him to doing this. There are also no passengers that say, like you are frustrated and whatever, just say, dude, stop your shit. You're going to make my flight late. I just want to get the fuck home.
Yeah.
Put your fucking clothes on and stop your bullshit. There's no passengers that do that. They let this go on for an hour.
And there's no one filming this and putting it on TikTok.
Not one person filmed it and put it anywhere. All we have is the mugshots that we can see right there.
And he looks like the kind of guy that would. He looks like he's from Young Frankenstein. So I don't know. All right, enough's enough. My bladder is bursting at the seams. We've given you enough information, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a Saturday show next week. And it's time to name the show. I do have a few.
Okay.
And these are long, and I feel bad, but sometimes you got to make exceptions. It was a fun time in the Byzantine era. Dried bulldog at one point was my favorite. Hang on a minute. Of course, I love this one, and I have strong ties to this. An angry turkey birthday weekend.
Yes.
But I think the theme of this, and it is pretty long, maybe we just shorten it to half of it. You play stupid games and you win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got. Let me get another piece of paper for you. I'm going to say you have 4.
You are correct.
All right, get the fucking Byzantines out of there first.
So right off the bat, I know it's not going to be the show title, but I definitely need it to be in the show notes. The fucking Byzantines. If you need to know how to spell Byzantine, it is BYZANTINES.
And I have to say, in my show notes, I was nowhere near that.
The fucking Byzantines.
BISENTINE.
No, that's absolutely nowhere near Byzantine.
Nowhere near. Okay.
Next, I think is too long, but I liked it when you said it. I'm rubbing head and shoulders over my body.
Yeah.
And now the next two. I like them both, but I will give you my second favorite, and then the one I will submit for the show name. First off, Rabbit Poo Tea.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite. I forgot about that. That might be my favorite.
And finally, this one is my favorite. Bull Penis Soup.
And we have ourselves in a very precarious situation because I was originally thinking that dried bulldog would steal the show.
Mm.
But we're in a precarious situation here, ladies and gentlemen. We are between Rabbit Poo Tea, which I really like that. It'll be in the show notes if nothing else, and Bull Penis Soup. Both a hot beverage involving an animal in a completely gross portion of I'll leave it to you to think it over really quickly. Rabbit Poo Tea or Bull Penis Soup? I'll leave it to you, Big B. It is your birthday this week, so.
That is true. And like you, for the longest time, I was thinking it was going to be Angry Turkey Birthday Weekend.
Well, that's in the show notes, guaranteed.
Right. Well, from early on, I was thinking Angry Turkey Birthday Weekend is a great show name until we got the hangover remedies. Like I said, if it was between the two, Rabbit Poo Tea is number 2 for me. Bull Penis Soup is number 1. I still stick with that.
Bull Penis Soup it is. Now, as we head off into the sunrise, and we'll see you again next Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. We will advertise this so you know when we're coming. We got a Rabbit Poo Tea, but you're too late. But Rabbit Poo Tea will be in the show notes. I'm very concerned that a first-time listener is going to get a barnyard animal theme to this show, because we have Rabbit Poo Tea, Bull Penis Soup, and an Angry Turkey Birthday Weekend. If you are an outsider, this may be strange.
It was a very animal-centric.
It was, but in
show.
But in so many different ways.
Right.
I also have to include in the show notes psychic versus witch.
Psychic should win every time.
I don't think so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next Saturday. Thanks for joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and here on the podcast. Happy birthday to Big B, and happy birthday to Big B's eldest. We will see you after American Thanksgiving and Black Friday with all kinds of good stuff to report. We are expecting a report on the wedding. We are expecting a report on the birthdays. We are expecting a report on Thanksgiving.
And hopefully my new setup.
Our new setup should be in. And we're also, do not forget, we need to understand the Byzantine era.
That's right.
Excuse me. That is your homework. All right, folks. We'll see you.
Later.
Wishing you a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
From Cave Crew Radio.
I want you to pack up and get out.
Get the hell out of here! Go! Just go! Get out! Get the hell out!
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!